Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to send WooCommerce thank you emails by SendGrid automatically. So I run a business where I want to send thank you emails to my customers for making the purchase from WooCommerce. So here my objective is, as soon as a new order will be created over my WooCommerce, I am going to send an email through SendGrid. So for building this integration between WooCommerce and SendGrid, I am going to use an amazing automation tool, that is Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to build this automation, then let me take you towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video we are going to learn how to send thank you emails via SendGrid for the WooCommerce orders. So right before you on my screen you can see I have integrated these both applications, that is WooCommerce and SendGrid. Now as soon as I will receive a new order over my WooCommerce, I am going to send an email via SendGrid. So now I am going to show you how you can build this amazing automation from scratch by using Pabbly Connect. But before that I am going to show you the real working of this automation. So for that let's move on to my store for placing a new order over my WooCommerce. So here you can see I'm landed to my store where I'm going to buy a product, that is Radiant Glow Vitamin C Serum. So now let's select it, and afterwards I'm going to add it to my cart, and now let's proceed towards the checkout. So now let's select it, and here we are landed to the checkout page where I'm going to fill my details and place the order. So here you can see I have filled my details providing email address as Lovely User, and here I have provided my first name as Lovely and last name as, and here I have provided my address as well with the city, state and pin code, and here I have entered my phone number also. So now let's click over this place order button and place the order. So here you can see I have successfully placed the order. Now let's move on to my Gmail account to check whether I am receiving a thank you email over there or not. So here you can see in my Gmail account I am successfully receiving this email having the subject thank you for shopping with us, and here you can see in my email I am getting the same name which I have recently entered over my WooCommerce while placing the order, that is Lovely User. So here you can see our automation is working properly. So you can also build an amazing automation like this for enhancing your business and enhancing your users experience so that you don't have to do any manual work. So for accessing Pabbly Connect you just have to type its URL over the new tab, that is pabbly.com/connect, and once you will enter the URL you will be getting the landing page of Pabbly which can be seen here, and here we are getting two options, that is sign in and sign up free. So if you are a new user you can simply click over this sign up free, but if you are an existing user you can simply click over this sign in. And if you sign up your account for free over the Pabbly Connect you get 100 free tasks every month for practicing Pabbly Connect. But before moving on forward I am going to tell you about Pabbly Community. So here you can see this is the page of Pabbly Community where automation users, marketers and business owners gather to share their ideas, ask questions and get relevant updates regarding using the Pabbly application. So you can also join Pabbly Community now and grow your business with us. And if you wish to join the Pabbly Community you can find link in the description given below. Now let's move on to my Pabbly Connect again, and here I am going to simply click over this sign in as I already have an account. And once you finish your sign up you will be getting this all Pabbly apps page where you can see the products provided by Pabbly. And as we are going to integrate some applications we will be using this Pabbly Connect app which can integrate different applications and start automating your work. So for accessing it we simply have to click over this access now button and we will be landed to the dashboard page of Pabbly Connect which can be seen here. And on the dashboard page you can see these are the folders I have created, and if you want to create your own folder you simply have to click over this create a new folder button, and here you have to provide the folder name, and afterwards you just have to select your parent folder, and after that you simply have to click over this create button and your folder will be created. And inside these folders I have created my workflows by integrating many applications. Now I am going to show you how you can create your own workflow. So for that you simply have to click over this create workflow button, and here you will be getting the option for selecting the workflow builder. So here we are getting two workflow builder, that is Beta which is modern, faster and more flexible, and another workflow builder we are getting is Classic which will provide you stable and familiar approach. So here I am going to use this newly launched workflow builder Beta. So for that you simply have to click over this select button and you will be getting the dialog box where you have to provide the workflow name. So now I am going to provide a name to my workflow here. So here I am providing it the name send thank you emails via SendGrid for WooCommerce orders, and afterwards I am going to select my folder, that is automation. Now we simply have to click over this create button, and here you can see we are receiving this pop-up which says workflow created successfully, and we are landed to a workflow page where we are getting the option for adding the triggers. So now you might be thinking, what is this trigger? So trigger is basically the application which is going to initiate a workflow. So in this case, I want to initiate my workflow as soon as I receive a new order over my WooCommerce. So here I am going to select my trigger app as WooCommerce. So now let's select this add trigger button, and here we are landed to this trigger setup page where I am going to search for the WooCommerce as I am going to add it as my trigger app. So here you can see I am getting this application, so I am going to select it, and afterwards I am going to select my app event as new order created. Now we simply have to click over this connect button, and here you can see we are receiving this webhook URL. So this is the webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge between WooCommerce and Pabbly Connect. So now let's copy this webhook URL, and now let's move on towards my WordPress as WooCommerce is a plugin of WordPress. So here you can see I'm landed to my WordPress account where on the sidebar you can see the option of WooCommerce. So you just have to select it, and on the WooCommerce you can see I'm getting the option for settings. So you just have to select the settings, and you will be landed to the settings page where you can see the option of advanced. So you just have to select it, and afterwards you will be landed to this page where you can see the option of webhook. So you just have to select it, and afterwards you will be landed to this page where you have to add your webhook by selecting this add webhook, and here you will be getting this page where you have to provide the name, status, topic and delivery URL. So now I'm going to provide it the name, new order email webhook, and afterwards I'm going to select the status as active, and here I'm going to select the topic or the trigger for which I want to initiate my WooCommerce. So here I'm going to select my topic as order created, and afterwards on this delivery URL dialog box you have to paste the webhook URL which you have recently received from your Pabbly Connect. So now let's move on to Pabbly Connect, and now let's copy this webhook URL and let's move on towards this page where I'm going to paste this webhook URL, and afterwards you simply have to click over this save webhook, and here you can see our webhook has been updated successfully. So here we have added our webhook. Now let's move on to my Pabbly Connect to check whether we are receiving the response over there or not. So here in my Pabbly Connect you can see I'm successfully receiving this response, that is response A with the webhook ID. So this demonstrates that we have successfully built in the connection. Now let's move on to my store for placing the order so that we can capture the response. So here you can see I'm landed to my store. Now let's say I'm going to buy this product, that is Hydra Dew moisturizing cream. So now let's add it to the cart, and now let's proceed towards the checkout. And here you can observe that I'm landed to my checkout page, and again I'm going to fill these details for placing the order. So here you can see I have filled this checkout page providing my email as testinguser@pabblytudes.com, my first name testing, last name user, and here I have again provided my address, city and the state, and here I have provided my phone number as well. Now let's click over this place order button, and here you can see as I have clicked it, my order has been placed. Now let's move on to my Pabbly Connect to check whether we are receiving the response over there or not. So here in my Pabbly Connect you can see I am successfully receiving this response, that is response B, with the same details which I have recently entered over my checkout page while placing the order. So with this we are done with the trigger app, and you can have only one trigger app. But now I am going to add my action app, and you can have many action apps according to your need. And afterwards you simply have to click over this add new actions tab button, and here you will be landed to this action setup page where I am going to search for SendGrid as I am going to add it as my action app. So here I am getting this application, so I am going to select it, and afterwards I am going to select my app event as send an email as I want to send an email through SendGrid. Now we simply have to click over this connect button, and here we are landed to the SendGrid connection page where if you already have an existing connection you can use this, that is select existing connection, and if you want to build a new connection you can simply select this, that is add new connection, and here our connection name has been already given, and afterwards it is asking me to paste the token. So for getting this token you have to visit this help desk which says enter the API key here. To get the API key, visit settings, API key, create API key, choose full access, click on create. So this is the step following which we can create our API key. So now let's move on to my SendGrid account. So here you can see I'm landed to my SendGrid account, and on the sidebar you can see I'm getting the option for settings. So you just have to select it, and afterwards you can see the option of API keys. So you just have to select it, and you will be landed to this API keys page where you have to create your own API key. So now for that you simply have to click over this create API key button, and here you have to provide the API key name. So here I'm going to provide it the name WooCommerce orders, and afterwards you just have to allow the full access. Now we simply have to click over this create and view, and here you can see we are receiving this API token or API key. So now let's copy this, and now let's move on towards the Pabbly Connect for pasting this. And here I'm going to paste my API token, and afterwards you simply have to click over the save button, and your connection will be successfully built. And here you can see as I have built in my connection, I'm getting some of the fields. So the first field I'm getting is for entering the send to email. So here you have to enter your recipient's email address. So now I'm not going to enter my recipient's email address manually because I'm going to perform mapping. Now you might be wondering, what is this mapping? So mapping is basically inserting the data from the previous step so that you don't have to enter your values again and again, as mapping makes the field dynamic. So here I'm going to map my all fields from the response which I'm receiving from my WooCommerce, as WooCommerce is my previous step. So now I'm going to map it. So now let's select it, and here I'm going to search for the email. So here you can see I'm getting this email, so I'm going to map it, and this field will be dynamic, means it is going to change with every new responses. And the next field we are getting is for entering the subject. So now I'm going to provide my email subject over here. So here I have provided my email subject, and afterwards it is asking me to enter the from email address, and you have to remember that email address must be associated with your SendGrid account. So for getting this, let's move on to my SendGrid account again, and here again on the sidebar you can see the option of marketing. So you just have to select it, and afterwards you simply have to click over the senders option, and here we are landed to the sender management page where you can see the from email address, that is admin@pabblytudes.com. So now let's copy this, and let's move on towards our Pabbly Connect, and here I am going to paste this. So here I have provided my from email address. Now it is asking me to enter my from name, which I am going to enter manually, that is Pabbly. So now let's type it, and here I have provided my name as well, and afterwards it is asking me to enter my reply to emails. And for getting this reply to email, again let's move on towards my SendGrid account, and here you can see I'm getting my reply to email. So now let's copy this, and now let's paste it here. So here I have pasted my reply to email also, and afterwards we are getting the field that is content type, which is already selected as plain text, but you can select HTML as well. And at last we are getting the field that is content value. So here you have to enter the content of your email. So now let's enter the content here. So here I am done with my email content, and after this word hi, again I am going to map the name of my customer. So here I am going to map it from the response of my WooCommerce. So now let's search for the name. So here you can see I am getting my first name, so I am going to map it, and afterwards I am going to map my last name. So now let's again search for the name. So here you can see I am getting my last name as well. So here I have mapped the name of my customer, and this field will be dynamic, means this is going to change with every single response. So here I have added the full name of my lead, and after this word order hashtag I am going to add the order number. So now let's search for the order number over here. So here you can see I am getting this product ID, so I am going to map it. So here I have mapped my product ID as well. So with this we are done with our email content also. Now we simply have to click over the save and send test request, and here you can see I am receiving a positive response which demonstrate that we might have built in the connection. So for testing this, let's move on to my Gmail account to check whether I am receiving an email over there or not. So here you can see in my Gmail account I am successfully receiving this email having the same subject which we have recently entered over our Pabbly Connect, that is thank you for shopping with us. And here you can see I am getting the same name which I have recently entered over my WooCommerce while placing the order, and here I am getting the same order ID also. So here you can see without any manual coding I have created this automation. So you can also use Pabbly Connect for automating your all tasks and reduce your manual workload. So what are you waiting for? Start using Pabbly Connect now, and stay tuned to our YouTube channel for learning more about Pabbly and creating many more amazing automations and integrations like this. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe our channel. And if you want to practice this workflow, you can find its link in the description given below. And if you have any doubt, you can post it over my comment section. So thank you for watching this video. Not only this automation, you can build many more integrations like this by just using Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubt, you can mail us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can post it over the forums.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can visit the URL given over here. So start using Pabbly Connect for free now.